Europe's entire industrial legacy is, right now, at a massive crossroads. And, the choices we make in this decade, they're going to ripple out for generations to come. So let's dive into the bold strategy it's going to take to not just keep up, but to actually lead in a world that is being completely rewritten by artificial intelligence.
For, well, over a century, Europe has been the name in industrial quality and innovation. But that foundation, it's starting to show some serious cracks. The old advantages that used to guarantee its strength just aren't enough anymore to handle the pressure of today's global competition.
So, that brings us to the big question, the one that's being asked all across the continent. Is it too late? Is the game already over? Or is there a way forward? And the answer? Well, it's not a simple patch-up job. It's going to require a total rethink of what European industry is all about.
Okay, so to figure out the solution, we first have to really get our hands dirty with the problem. And that means we need to shift our focus. Instead of just celebrating Europe's historic strengths, we've got to get real and confront the deep structural weaknesses that are now putting its future at risk.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Craftsmanship, stable regulations, precision engineering. For years, those were Europe's superpowers. But in a world that's now all about incredible speed and massive global scale, those advantages just can't carry the team by themselves anymore.
So what are these weaknesses we're talking about? There are 4 big ones. First up, industrial erosion. I mean, just look at the EV market. European car makers came up with a lot of the initial ideas, but got totally outpaced when it came to production and scale. Second, you've got energy vulnerability, which leaves the entire industrial machine wide open to price shocks. Third, a demographic decline, a shrinking workforce that puts a hard limit on how productive you can be. And finally, and this one is so important, is this innovation effectiveness gap. Europe is fantastic at inventing things, but it has this consistent problem with turning those amazing inventions into huge market-leading global companies.
You see, this really shows the huge shift in thinking that's needed. The rules of the game have totally changed. It's not about polishing the old trophy anymore. It's about a complete overhaul to fix what's fundamentally not working.
So if the old way is broken, what's the new plan? Well, it all starts with a new philosophy, a really necessary jump from what we used to call Industry 4.0 to a whole new way of thinking, Industry 5.0.
And I want you to really notice the massive change in the relationship here. Industry 4.0 is all about automation, getting machines to talk to other machines to squeeze out more efficiency. Industry 5.0, it's all about collaboration. It's about humans and AI working side by side as real creative partners. That is a game-changing shift.
Now, this new philosophy rests on 3 pillars that are totally non-negotiable. First, it has to be human-centric. Technology is there to boost our skills and serve our goals, period. Second, sustainability isn't just a nice-to-have anymore, it's a core part of how you operate. And third, resilience, the ability to not just survive a crisis, but to actually adapt and get stronger because of it.
Now, if Industry 5.0 is the guiding philosophy, the what, right? Then the AI-first enterprise is the engine that actually makes it all happen. This is the how. This is how you turn that big vision into a real competitive advantage.
So what is an AI-first enterprise, really? Look, this is not about just buying some new AI software. It's a complete teardown and rebuild of the company itself. You design it from the very beginning to let machines act, to give them agency, but always, always guided by human wisdom. Your advantage doesn't come from what you know anymore. It comes from how well you can build systems that can think.
And the first thing you get back, the most immediate reward, time. AI's greatest gift, really, is giving leaders back 10 to 20 hours a week. But listen, this isn't about working less or just doing the same old stuff faster. It's about freeing up our minds to do what we do best. Think deeply, be truly creative, and come up with the kind of big ideas that actually change the world.
So how does this AI-first design actually work its magic? Well, it pulls on 4 main levers. It uses AI to build deeper networks and relationships. It pushes operational excellence to a level of efficiency we've honestly never even dreamed of. It completely changes how we think about talent, creating teams where AI is a partner, not a threat. And it puts product innovation on hyperdrive, letting companies lead their markets instead of just chasing them.
And this brings us to the coming productivity wave. And it's so important that we understand why this tech revolution isn't just another step. It's a giant exponential leap, and it's moving faster than anything we've ever seen before.
Just look at the history here. It took about 25 years for electricity to really kick off a productivity boom because it meant redesigning every single factory. The internet, about 20 years. The AI revolution, we're looking at a lag of just 5 to 10 years. So why so fast? Well, unlike electricity or the internet, AI can actually improve itself, and it can be scaled up instantly around the world through the cloud. The change is deeper, and it's coming at a speed that's almost hard to wrap your head around.
So the timeline for change has been squeezed down to almost nothing. This gives every single business and, frankly, every economy a very stark, very urgent choice. Either you adapt at a speed you've never had to before, or you risk becoming completely obsolete.
Okay, with all this talk about machines and AI, you're probably wondering, so where do we fit in? And this is where the story gets really good, because this isn't about machines taking over. It's about elevating what it means to be a human leader to its absolute highest level.
This quote just says it all. In a world where artificial intelligence becomes a cheap commodity like electricity, what becomes rare? What becomes truly valuable? Human wisdom. That is the new ultimate competitive advantage.
Think of it like this. We're basically handing over the left brain jobs to the AI. All the calculation, the prediction, the raw execution, AI will do it faster and better than any human ever could. Our job? Our role shifts to owning the right brain virtues, providing the context, bringing the creativity, and, most importantly, steering the whole thing with a human conscience.
And it all comes together in this one powerful formula for what you could call intelligent resilience. Real sustainable competitiveness is a product of 3 things multiplied together. You need a clear purpose, which you get from the human-first ideas of Industry 5.0. You need the right mechanics, which are powered by the incredible efficiency of AI-first operations. And you need the right direction, which comes from uniquely human wisdom, knowing not just what you can do, but what you should do.
So we end on this. For maybe the first time in human history, the 2 biggest things holding us back, limited time and limited intelligence, are starting to fade away. The defining question of our time is no longer about what we can do. The question for every leader, for every one of us, is what will we choose to do. The future isn't just something that happens to us, it's something we have to build.